Hi, welcome to the last lesson of Unit 5, Lesson F. In your book, it's page 68 and 69. So let's look at the book together. All right, so Lesson F, as I said, is the last lesson. There are two parts always to Lesson F. The first part is life skills reading, which is also CASAS practice, okay? The CASAS test that you take for placement and the test you will take at the end of this class is all life skills reading. So not really reading a book or a story, but things you need for your life, information, things at work, in the community, prescription information, health information. It's all information that you need to read for your life, okay? So the first part of Lesson F is CASAS practice, and the second practice is kind of an extra grammar lesson. So this first CASAS practice here, I'm gonna move this up. When you take the CASAS test, or when you read things like this, you usually read for information. This is not something that you want to sit down and spend time reading every word for enjoyment, right? What are we looking at? It says, want to get involved? Volunteer opportunities are listed every Wednesday. So this is a website with volunteer opportunities. You probably don't want to read everything. Usually you look for where something is, or what time something is, or you're looking for a phone number, something like that. When you search for specific information, it's called scanning. Scanning is reading for information. This is what we're going to practice. So on the CASAS test, do not start reading everything. You don't have time. Read enough to understand what it is. Volunteer opportunities are listed. Okay, this is a listing of 3 volunteer opportunities. Then go down to the first question. Here, let me put the answers over here to move them. Hold on, more space. There we go. And I need a pen or pencil. I'll use this. Okay. So, whoops. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is read the first question. It says, which volunteer position, there's 3, 1, 2, 3, requires the biggest, the most time commitment? So time commitment, where do you see time commitment? I see time commitment right here. Time commitment, time commitment, time commitment. Okay, so the question is, which one requires the biggest, the longest? Now we're going to look very carefully just at time commitment. 3 hours, 4 hours plus a 3-month commitment plus 12 hours. And this one is 4 hours per month. 4 hours per week, every week. 4 hours per month, once a month. So which one is the biggest time commitment? Clearly this one, which is number 2. So you're going to fill that one in there. And let's check. Yay, B. Okay, so number 2, let's read number 2. Which position requires a driver's license? So what does require mean? What is to require? To require is to need, right? So look right here. Need. Which position requires a driver's license? Let's look in here. Volunteers to drive meals, volunteers to teach or tutor, volunteers and their pets to visit hospitals. This is the only one that talks about driving, so I think it's A, which is number 1. Let's check. Good. I need to pause for 1 second and answer something. Hold on. If during this time, try number 3 and 4 by yourself. Sorry. Okay, number 3. Which word could replace, which means maybe, tutor in the literacy opportunity. Let's find that word. Here's literacy. You're going to look only here. And I see this word tutor right here. What does tutor mean? Sorry, I just covered over it. Okay, so what does this word mean in this sentence here, tutor? Volunteers to tutor basic reading and writing. Does it mean volunteers need to know it, they need to learn it, to teach it, or to understand? A tutor is a teacher. I think you know that word, right? But it doesn't make sense to learn, know, or understand. You don't go somewhere and say, I know reading, right? You teach it. All right, so this one would be C, to teach. Let's check it. 3, it'd be, which word could replace tutor? Volunteers to learn. Nope, this is wrong. Right here, this answer is incorrect. Sometimes that happens. Trust me, to tutor means to teach. It's definitely C. This right here is a mistake. All right, number 4. See if I can still see everything. Which statement is true? Okay, so you have to read them and decide if it's true or not. And let me erase some of this up here. Okay. San Antonio Meals for Seniors, which is this one, has a bigger time commitment than the Literacy Foundation. So you're comparing these two right here. Ooh, no, this has the most, right? So this is not true. Okay, let's get rid of that. Right? Okay. Next one. San Antonio Literacy Foundation, this one, needs more training than other places. There's 12 hours training, and I don't see any other training. So yes, I think that is true. Now, if you're sure this is true, you can stop. If you're not sure, you can check the other ones. The Smile Animal Therapy has the biggest time commitment of all 3 places. Nope, that's not true. And Meals for Seniors requires more training. That's not true either. Okay, so we know that we are correct. The answer is B. C, nope, that's not true either. Wow, they really messed up the answers. I'll prove to you. C, right here, the animal therapy right here has the biggest time commitment, 4 hours a month. No, it's the least. Wow, number 3 and 4 and the answers are both wrong. But trust me, we are right. This one is to tutor means to teach, and this requires more training. You need 12 hours of training. Okay? So the point of doing this is you didn't need to read a lot of, actually, we didn't read any of this information over here. We didn't need this information. We didn't need that information. The point is to practice looking for specific information quickly and moving on. If this was the CASAS test, you check your answer and you turn the page and you keep going. Okay? We will have more CASAS practice in our class, and it's the same technique, whether it's this schedule or something else. You want to read what it is, skip to the first question, find where the answer will be, here, here, or here, and then read that part and answer the question and continue. Okay? All right, let's move over here to the next page and we'll look at this extra grammar. So I also need to pause one more time because my phone keeps ringing. Hold on. Okay, so grammar connections. This is used to and be used to. If you studied with me in high intermediate, I believe, we practiced used to. When I was a child, I used to play outside after school. I used to drink coffee every day, but now I don't. Or I used to exercise every day, but now I don't. Okay? So used to is a grammar point that we studied together before. Be used to looks very similar, but has a different meaning. So we're going to study this and practice this, but I want you to know it's not on the Unit 5 test, okay? I will give you plenty of practice because we say these all the time. It's important you understand and can practice, but it's not on the test. So you can relax and just practice. So I'm just going to explain this to you here. It says use used to plus the base form of a verb. Base form is something like do, go, see, okay? So used to do, used to go, used to eat. This is for past situations that are not true now. Situations and past habits, not just situations. These are things that you did often in the past, repeated, but now you don't. Let's look right here. I used to eat a lot of sandwiches as a child. And you can use negative. I didn't used to eat meat. Both of these situations mean something has changed. So if you say, I used to eat a lot of sandwiches as a child, it means, but now I don't. And here, I didn't used to eat meat. I used to be vegetarian. It means there's a change. Now I do. Okay? So think of something that you used to do when you were younger, but now you don't. I used to stay up late at night all the time, but now I don't. Now I go to sleep early. Okay? This is the idea of a past habit that's not true now. So I can ask you, what did you used to eat as a child? Meaning something you only really ate as a child and now you don't. I used to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day as a child. It's an American tradition, right? Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But now I don't, right? So you can say, I used to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but now I don't. Okay, so used to plus the base form of the verb. Please notice right here, it's just I used to eat, right? Or she used to eat, we used to eat. You don't have to change anything to change the subject. My brother used to eat a lot of peanut butter and jelly, okay? Now this over here is different. This is to be used to and eating. This is the ing form. To be, to be. This is the verb to be. So it looks like this, but there's two differences. You have the verb to be in front, and it's not base form. This is either a gerund or a noun. Gerunds are nouns. They're activities. So let's look at the idea over here. I am used to eating fish for dinner. Can't see that. There. I'm used to eating fish for dinner. What does that mean? It means that it's not a new experience anymore. Maybe there was a change, and at first it was surprising, but now you say, no big deal. I'm used to it. It means I'm accustomed to it, or it's normal now. So look at the connection here. I used to eat a lot of sandwiches as a child, but now I'm used to eating fish for dinner. It's not new, right? I do it all the time. Look here, I am not used to eating dessert. If you don't eat dessert, usually, and you go to a fancy restaurant and you order dessert, you can say, oh, wow, this is special. I am not used to eating dessert. This is a new experience for me. Not the first time, but something that is surprisingly new. So look at this one right here with Katya. Katya maybe moved from Russia to the United States, and at the beginning, She found American food very strange. She didn't like it. She didn't know what to eat. But after a year, Katya is used to American food, or Katya is used to eating American food. Now she says, it's normal now, right? There's a change. So I can ask you here, what are you used to eating for dinner? Which means, what are you accustomed to eating for dinner now? What do you normally eat? I can say, when I first moved to New Mexico, I was not used to eating enchiladas and pozole and tamales. But now I'm used to eating enchiladas for dinner. It feels normal now. Okay? So the main difference in meaning between these two is this over here. I know I can't write very well. Sorry. This is a past habit. And this over here is present. Actually, I'm going to write now because now is easier to write with my finger. Is that okay? So again, past habit. I used to play outside with my friend when I was a child. Now I don't. And this is a situation that's normal now. I'm used to eating American food. It's normal now. Okay? So I have made a homework assignment for you. Down here, we can't play the game together, of course. So I have chosen some of these questions for you to ask. And I want you to write your answers. And here's an example. What did you used to do for fun as a child? I used to play in the park with my sister. So you can tell me anything, but just be careful. You're going to look for this part right here, the verb to be, right? The verb to be will tell you we're talking about now, a situation that is normal now. If there's no verb to be, we're talking about past habits. Okay? All right, I hope that helps. Please try your homework. And as always, email me if you have any questions. Thanks.